Luckily, I was confident enough to call a lot of how that happened. I think the movie should have ended right where she gives him the book and it says, "Read this to me and I will come back to you." I think that would have been the perfect ending.
Yeah, it's funny because I neither liked it as much as I thought I was going to, and then when I started, I really thought I was not going to like this movie at all. So it kind of evened out to like, yeah, I was enjoyed it. I will admit it was very tough for me to discover whether they were going to get back together. I mean, I figured out that they were definitely a couple,
Sure.
but I couldn't really tell whether they were going to go, they were going to get together early or late in their lives. I think when I started the article, I thought they were going to probably end up a little bit later, and then after reading some of the stuff you said, you can tell by the end of the article, I sort of went, maybe it might be. Like my last sentence actually says, like, yeah, maybe, you're right, this probably is going to end happily. They're going to get together.
It's tough because the movie insists upon the relationship so much against all sense, and just it's forced into it.
Well, that's I think the thing I don't get in the first place. Why does she want to be with him? He's like really harasses her.
Really.
Yeah, they fight.
They love each other, but they don't like each other.
Well, it even sort of said like
sucks.
they don't like each other. They fought a lot, but they just were crazy about each other. But that was a picture of them like basically indulging.
They were
in lust.
insane about each other. They weren't
crazy
crazy about each other. Yeah,
it was almost more lust, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cynical.
He even says it himself. It's about 99%, and the 1%, which is fucking. It's hard because at the end, the movie made me like it a little bit.
Yeah,
I cried. I cried when she gave him the book. I did.
I did not call all the extra stuff at the end. I did not realize that was actually going to be a bit of the focus.
I didn't call it because I didn't expect it, and I don't think they needed it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I kind of like that. I mean, well, it was weird because she's got dementia, but then she forgets, but then she remembers, and then she forgets, but then she remembers again, so I was kind of like, oh, is she...
I have a grandmother with Alzheimer's, and it's kind of like that, except it is more degenerative than it is notebook bullshitty. That's a scientific term. But I can't sit here and tell you that I like the whole thing, because I didn't. But the ending was better than the rest of it.
I felt like the stakes went down before we went down. Like, it was kind of like, they gotta be together. And now they're together, and what's stopping them? Because the mom doesn't care anymore, and the fiancé doesn't. He's pretty okay with, like, you know what? I better just step out of the way. I mean, that was good of him.
You're the newest in the line of hoes in our family. And James Marsden's like, well, I guess I feel like killing him, but maybe I won't this one time. Don't know why. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of Titanic about the fight, but I guess that was weird. Is the mom had this whole backstory. Why is she not totally understanding from the beginning? She's like totally understanding at the end. So what was stopping her then? Was she just jealous, or what?
I think she was trying to prevent it at the beginning, but once she saw that she couldn't, trying to.
She knew what it was
from
like,
making the same mistakes as she did.
But I think she even admits, like, I've made a mistake here. I should have been with this guy. I always look at him and say, what would have been? So she clearly understands the plight of this girl because it's the exact same thing.
Does she understand the plight? Yes. I'm not sure if she gives tacit agreement or shows the two paths.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
But she was a lot more dynamic than I expected her to be. And we never saw Captain Borat Fancy Mustache, the dad.
That's the big travesty of this film. Because we don't see more of him.
He has one white cat away from being a Bond villain. Pretty bad.
So, yeah, I mean...
I cried. You happy, Nick Sparks? Sick son of a...